Hello everyone, welcome to my course on watercolor illustration for beginners. Here in this course, I will be starting from step by step to the detailed one. How to start with the drawing if you have never done that before in your life. So, the material, talking about the material, we need the papers, the sketchbook. I am taking 120 GSM sketchbook here. You can take a bigger sketchbook depending on your choice. There is no recommendation here. And then once we are ready with the paper, we move on to the second part, which is our colors. I am taking here camel 24 shades watercolor cakes, and this is like one of my go-to color palette whenever anything is to be painted. And here you can see there are 24 colors, and they are divided into sections. One section is hot colors, second section is cool colors. I will be talking about this more in detail in the second tutorial. Keeping colors aside, we have Star brush is the one which I use, and you can see the size. I will talk about this later in this video. Then I have a pencil which is not too dark, not too sharp, just apt for drawing. Then I have an eraser and one more tool which is basic color pencils, 10 shades. This is just for adding more lines and effects to the overall drawing. Now, moving forward, I will talk about the brush firstly. So, I have taken Star brush, which is, if you can see, this is not very hard, like it is not very wide, it is not very thin. By wide, I mean the more the brushes, the brush into it. This can be used for lines as well as wide drawing. The wide brush is like this something. You can even use a wide brush if you are fine with, if you have fun, or if you are fine with the wide part it has. But for me, I use only this called star brush, and it is apt for me to make lines as well as apt for me for making wide part. So depending on your choice, you can decide which brush you want. I will show you how to use this brush for different purpose. Firstly, we'll see how to make a darker color from this brush. So we have to take more and more color for a dark and good heavy color. After taking that, you can see, let's draw some lines. Now you can see this is coming out to be very dark, and this is how, if you need a dark shade of anything, then take more color, less water. Now I can take lighter parts of it, just have to add more water, rinse it. Always remember to take tissue paper for rinsing the water, excess water. Then some more water, and if you can see now, we have a even lesser tone of it. Now, more water, lighter tone, and so on. You can keep on adding more and more water and lighter and lighter tone. So this, you can see now here it is hardly visible, the reddish part of it, the pinkish part of it. But once it dries up, it will give you a tint of pink. So that can be used for the background. Whenever we require pink in the background, we can dip to pink and use a lot of water, and just it will have, these are the four different, we can even have middle ones. The more the water, the lighter the tone. Then now I will show you how this brush can be used to make wide lines. So the wide brush, which makes it directly, we can use this brush as well to make a wide line. So you have to put brush in a slanting direction, and then you have to make this kind of white line. Now you can see the length and the breadth. It is, the breadth of this line is equal to the breadth of this brush, and the idea is you have to just roll the brush and uh, move it in the horizontal, even the vertical directions. So this is how I can make wide lines. Now I'll show you how to make thin lines. Thin lines, I'll take some other color. Let's take orange color for now. We will take some hard color, and I'll show you how to make a perfect line kind of thing. So for making lines, it is important that we should rinse any extra water we have. And now you see I will make, this is my line. So if you want even thinner line, you can go with a thinner brush here. But for this course, this kind of thickness of brush is enough. So white lines, these lines, and different type of strokes, everything is possible. And this is only required for my this tutorial. So in the next section, we will be starting with a practical drawing where I'll show you what we are going to draw, and then see you in. In this section, I will be starting to draw. So these are some my drawn sketches, and in this part, I will be taking this jug to start with. This is the first part we are going to start. So you can see the jug. It is having only some yellowish and brownish color and some gray, blue. So it will be easy to start with. So let's take the first step is to draw. So we start with the brim of it, and we have to make two curvy lines, and then the shape of the jar, from the neck it is a bit narrower to the down, it is a bit bowl kind of. By erasing also, it leaves some lines that we don't want, so be very light with the pencil in the start. And then the handle, you can see the handle, then the inner handle is a bit bigger in the starting, and towards the edge also it is a bit bigger. You can just draw like that. Then the holder, you can simply draw a rough sketch to start with and keep on improving. So the juice line is a bit, it is good now, and this looks like a jug. So we can start with coloring now. Okay, so you can see here we have yellow in the background. So we always start with the color which is the brightest, which is the background of it. So the lightest color. So yellow is the lightest color in this whole. So we just start with the yellow color, and we'll just fill the entire jug with yellow color, a bit different shade. Also this is spherical, so we have to move our strokes in the spherical direction, not any direction. So making it spherical will look like a floating juice kind of texture. Now if you see here, we have some not exactly white but a bit of yellow in the background to show the glass effect on the jug. So we will use some yellow, very light yellow here. And if you can see, you can just put it into palette before doing it in the main um, drawing. And if you see now, a perfect very light yellow which will make it look different from the background, so that we can see it is like some jug, some glass effect. After drying you can see that effect. Let's do that. Now a jug down part is dried up, so we can go with the next layering is a bit darker shade of it. Now we'll take those and we'll place it, try to move it in horizontal direction because juice is in the horizontal direction, and we have to be very open hand, there is no rule to it. Move it in the same direction. Now some brown part, if I can see, a bit darker. Just move it in the spherical and horizontal direction. Then some more here. Then a bit different brown in the near the brim and near the down part of it. So you can see the brim part. It's looking like different texture to it, and then the upper part as well. The only challenge here is to wait for the colors to dry, otherwise we can mess up. So we should give some time for them to dry. But here that is not an issue, because if they even mess up, it's like the same, they are mixing with the same juice color, so not an issue. A bit of orange color now. You can use tissue paper in the middle to check the color and rinse some water. This is for adding some depth and some details to it. And some lines, some more lines here. Now we will move to the gray part of the glass. You can see the glass has this glass effect because of the gray part, and I will just do a very light black, and that black will become gray with more and more water, and we have to take that to the brim of the glass. The brim of the glass and the somehow the brim of the juice, they have similar kind of effect because of their glassy thing. Now if you see somewhat, it was not that dried up, so it is coming out, but not an issue, it will just go and mix with the background, so light colors are fine to use with. Now you can see in the handle, we can also do a similar thing in the handle. If the color is very dark, simply add more water and spread it to different parts. And this looks like a handle now. Some part here and some part here. Okay. Then the bottom part also, we can have a similar in the bottom, and be very careful. It should not touch the orange part above. Otherwise, if that mixes with this color, it will be tough for us to go back. So we will just keep some distance and cover the rest with some lines, horizontal movement of brush. And here also, since it's dried up, we can just have one more small layer, and after it dries up, we can remove the tints. And now you see some background, it's a basic blue color which shows some shadow, so we'll use the blue color to add the shadow. And the darker towards the bottom side, it looks like the jug is kept horizontal, and the jug is kept on the horizontal table, and the shadow is on the table side. So this will add, and yeah, so you can see the down part is a bit darker, upper part is a bit less darker. And now you can just simply take tissue paper and remove those tints which I was talking about. And now it is, yeah, it is ready. It looks like juice bottle, and if you are not happy, you can just add some more yellow part to it. If it is excess, we can simply remove it. There is no need to worry about this, because until it is not dried up, we can remove it with more water. So, and yes, now you can see it looks like a glass of jug, glass jug of juice, orange juice.